I'm Tracy Bonfitto, Curator of Art at the Harry Ransom Center, and I'm taking a closer look at a remarkable print by Leonora Carrington from 1987 titled Tuesday. This print is a 6-color lithograph, generously donated by Ellen Peckham, and is part of our Ellen Peckham art collection. Leonora Carrington was a visual artist, but also a writer, and is known for her prints as well as her paintings, sculptures, and literary works. Tuesday presents a complicated landscape, populated with a number of human and animal-like figures. There's a stream that flows across the lower portion of the print, then bends upwards and seems to join with the sky. Behind the central figures is a large structure that fills the upper 2/3 of the print. You might feel as though you're looking into another world. Carrington did a number of multicolored lithographs, and many of them look similar, as this one does, to a sketch created by colored pencil. That stippling or grainy effect here gives an overall hazy, indistinct appearance, which adds to the impression of a surreal or dreamlike atmosphere. The printed colors are layered over a sepia tone base, which is most clearly visible in sections like this one. The use of sepia rather than a darker base color reduces the weight and contrast of the lines. The green overlaying that sepia produces a sky of gathering darkness. It appears to be a scene at dusk, where objects are still clearly visible, but their details are beginning to fade from view. The striking red garment and the central band of larger figures provides something of a visual focal point. But in looking at this print, the eye does not have an easy resting place. As the eye moves, the viewer is left wondering who or what these figures are. We are drawn into a visual mythology that we can't quite access. At the same time, the muted colors, the shading, the calm facial expressions, and the slow, even stationary energy in this print create a sense of harmony. It can be helpful to start by focusing on a single figure, and then to explore the print from there. This creature resembles a deer leaping out from an enclosure. Although it's rendered minimally, the look in the creature's eye appears intense. It's one of only 3 figures that looks out directly toward the viewer. Its neck is twisted to the right, guiding your eye across the print. It's not simply a deer, though. The creature's antlers appear to be trees, and a line of trees continues down the creature's back. The deer is leaping over similar trees positioned below. Here, it's clear that differences in scale contribute to the uncanny experience of looking at this print. The same body of water that appears to be a modest stream in relation to the deer is more like a vast river from the perspective of the small horses in the lower left. Following the stream across the print, we see figures that look like recognizable animals, as well as figures with unexpected forms that are engaged in activities we don't completely comprehend. Here, a figure with a wispy, feather-like arm stands on the back of what looks like a turtle. The presumed flow of the stream and the swimming turtle suggest movement, but the figure also appears to be arrested in motion, manipulating the movements of a second creature as a puppeteer would do. That second creature has one upstretched hand, where we might expect to see a hoof. Equally unexpectedly, that hand is not attached to a string. Like the deer with tree antlers, it too is looking out at the viewer, maybe even waving. The third creature looking at the viewer is the striped cat perched on a branch. These 3 creatures making visual contact with us provide subtle anchor points to the print. There's a structure behind most of the figures that at various points appears to be a stable, a hut with a thatched roof, even a rocky cliff. It's cavernous as well as closed, constructed as well as organic. It has an undefined interior and exterior, and in the upper right-hand corner, it creates a frame, or a shelter, for the full moon. The idiosyncratic nature of Carrington's work is a large part of what makes it so captivating. Forms and scale aren't what you'd expect. It's surreal and enigmatic, but also in harmony. The world created in Carrington's print is a world that requires, but also rewards, slow looking.